So fall is now in the air. You can feel the crisp. I am here in Lexington, Kentucky in the Lexington Cemetery. A lot of history here, a lot of famous graves. Come with me, let's take a tour of Lexington Cemetery in Lexington, Kentucky. Tucked away in the city of Lexington, Kentucky, Lexington Cemetery harkens to a time gone by. There is a unique variety of notable graves ranging from Hollywood icons to vice presidents. With that sentiment, we begin today's tour. Henry Clay may possibly be known as Kentucky's most well-known and respected statesman. With an extravagant crypt, Henry Clay's statue gazes across Lexington Cemetery. Clay represented Kentuckians in both the U.S. House of Representatives and in the U.S. Senate. He was also the Secretary of State and eventually ran for president. Clay did manage to receive some votes in the Electoral College. Clay died in Washington, D.C. at age 75 from tuberculosis. An interesting fact, he was the first person to lie in state in the rotunda at the U.S. Capitol building. And while we were here in this section, I wanted to show you all and take note of the section in Lexington Cemetery dedicated to the final resting place of U.S. soldiers. Jim Varney first gained regional and eventually national recognition for his role as Ernest P. Worrell. Varney, who was trained in Shakespeare, made the Ernest character famous, leading to several feature films. Jim Varney passed away from lung cancer at age 50. I just wanted to take a moment to show you some general landscape of the cemetery. Lexington Cemetery was established in 1848 in part because of a great cholera epidemic. It encompasses 170 acres and is listed on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places. Still walking through Lexington Cemetery, and Lexington is not too far from where I live, and it's always a good visit to come down here. Been here before, even had a few highlights of some of the graves in some of my earlier videos, but I wanted to revisit and show you a little bit more of Lexington Cemetery. If you are in the area, a very beautiful place. The age on the graves, this is really a lot of history. This is like a history vault here. So I hope you are enjoying the video. Just want to thank you all so much for sticking with me and coming along on my journey. I've asked you all that from day one. Just please join my journeys. I'd love to have you, and thank you so much. Let's continue our tour of Lexington Cemetery. John C. Breckinridge represented the Commonwealth of Kentucky in both the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate. Under President James Buchanan, Breckinridge became the youngest person ever to serve as vice president. He passed away from pneumonia at age 54. Now, most of you know that Abraham Lincoln was actually born here in Kentucky. Lincoln's in-laws were from the Todd family, and there is a sizable plot here in Lexington Cemetery from that family. Robert Todd, who was actually Abraham Lincoln's father-in-law, is buried here along with many members of his family. And while strolling through the plot, I noticed many markers reflecting the surname Todd, so the family plot appears to be quite large. And while looking through the markers, I noticed many different styles, and I also noticed that one member of the family appeared to be a doctor. something that I notice about the cemetery itself is the many different types of markers, and I would dare say that most of the separation is by wealth. In one area you will see simple and plain stone slabs, while in another area you may see a large Victorian style statue. So I just wanted to take a look at that and show you a few of those. We have got a few more notable graves left to visit, so let's move on. Adolf Rupp was the head basketball coach for the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Rupp amassed an impressive 82% winning percentage while collecting 4 national championships. He is a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame and the College Basketball Hall of Fame. Rupp Arena, home of the Wildcats, is named after him. Ralph Foodie was an actor known for appearing in movies such as Home Alone and Home Alone 2. King Solomon was the unlikely town vagrant turned hero during the cholera epidemic. I recently profiled him in a video, and I would recommend you checking that out for the unbelievable story of the local Lexington vagrant turned hero. Thanks for joining me on my journey to Lexington Cemetery today. This is simply a history vault waiting to be explored, so if you are ever in the city, check it out. I ask that you please like and subscribe as always, but also please find me on Facebook and Instagram by searching for Whittdocs. I really appreciate all of my viewers and my subscribers more than you'll ever know. Leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you.